Good to see you.
Alright there, Revenants, welcome back to Code Vein and the Road to 100, where today we are here in the Misty Ruins. Not because we had a failure or anything, it's just that I want to ruin the Wistful Wanderer here a few times before we get to Eva proper. Just to kind of show some of the builds that we're going through here and how this operates in kind of two different avenues, while at the same time having the same spirit of what we are trying to go up against here. So Scathach and Prometheus have exceptionally high stamina values, with the higher one being Prometheus here, and we are going to be using stamina stimulant here to make, and as well as a stamina booster, and we are going to be making use of the pipe, as this is one of the lowest value weapons that we can possibly get, just to illustrate kind of the sheer amount of crazy amount of damage that we can get out of just some of the run-of-the-mill basic blood codes here. So we're choosing Scathach to try and this blood code is pretty average. It's very middle of the road because it doesn't do anything great, as you can see here from the stats, but what it does is it has all of the right pieces in place to allow access to all of the gifts that we are going to go for. So the idea here is to continuously swing away. You will absolutely need to bring along stun cartridges. Maybe venom cartridges aren't really necessary, but bring them along anyways if you want. And then stamina booster and a stamina activator. These four are actually very, very useful together here during this fight here with Eva. Now we're bringing White Mia along just for the double gift extension here that we have to do. And the idea is that once all of your buffs are up and ready to go, you just continuously swing until she's stunned and then dodge every now and then. It's very, very minimal, the amount of dodges that you need to do, but the important thing is to continuously swing, because the pipe will do crush damage and it does stagger her about twice in one full health bar that she has, and we are doing crush with the pipe, which is not exactly what you want to be doing. You want to be doing something more like slash, but as we get through here, you'll kind of understand that it really doesn't matter what we are doing and how we are doing it, as long as we are swinging our weapon the whole entire time. So as we get going here, you'll notice that we just kind of run in, we slap her a few times, she'll fall down, and then that will be kind of the rinse and repeat formula here, and we get her stunned before she gets to do anything. And you'll notice that she will stagger a couple times here. There's one of the dodges you have to do, and as you'll see, she's stunned yet again here. So let's go for a couple of boosters here while she is in transition phase, just to get her stunned yet again. Good. And then let our stamina recover. Good. There's one of the other dodges that you have to do, and she's stunned again, and you just continuously swing, and that is a flat damage increase to the pipe. So if you'll see here, when we get down below 50%, and we only used four stun cartridges, which is nice. So we are at a flat 1791, which is a pretty decent value, but the damage value does not go up from there. But as you saw, we were slapping away for quite a bit of time altogether, and so the question arises, well, what if we had something that increased, instead of like rising to a value and then flatlining in damage, what if we had something that rose kind of exponentially along the way? as it grows upon itself. And so that is where Prometheus will come in. But if you'll notice here that, if we get back down below half health, you'll see that if we use the pipe, we are at 1791. And pretty much any other weapon is going to be around 2000. So you're only gaining about 10% increase to your damage, maybe 12% increase to your damage if you are using anything other than the pipe. However, the pipe is very lightweight, it keeps you normal mobility, and it has a very low stamina cost per swing. So it's a great option for this. But you can see here that if you choose something else, the Hanamakuro is not a +10 here. I need to go upgrade it. But you could go with something like this. Again, you only get another extra, an extra 10% there. Something like the Blazing Claw. All of these weapons are pretty much around the 2000 mark. So there's really no super advantage or increase that you can here tell of in regards to what you are going for. And the other weapons, some of the other bayonets that you can swing along the way would be where is it, the actual bayonet, because it does, if I can find it here, because it does crush damage, as well as being a good weapon that swings. However, the pipe never misses, and the bayonet has a tendency sometimes to actually miss, and so that's kind of a minus against it. So there you go, 1816, 2000. So the pipe is uniquely positioned for this kind of a build here with Scathach to actually have a fairly decent amount of damage, very low stamina use, and at the same time keeping us normal mobility. But if you use anything else, it's just more damage. So you have to keep that in mind too, that if you want to go for higher damage, then just pick any other weapon. The Black Bayonet is a great option here for this build set, because there's not a lot of things that are actually higher than it in this regard. So if you pick the Executioner, you can see that it's less damage, the Crimson Longsword less damage, the Sunset Sword less damage, Ice Blood obviously less damage, Blazing Claw less damage, Argent Wolf Blade less damage, but the Argent Wolf Blade is Crush, so that would be helpful. The Black Bayonet is a slash weapon, so that is very nice, as that is her weakness here that we want to be going for. So slash would be a bonus up in our damage profile. The machete is pretty great, but it's fairly slow acting. The Hanamakuro would be a little bit higher if we had it at +10, and the Queenslayer blade is obviously less. So the Black Bayonet is a great second option here if you want to have something else on the table other than one of the pipes. So if we go to the Prometheus version now, you'll notice that all we have is Blade Dance, and this is where things do get a little interesting with how this build is set up, is to continuously swing away, and we will have 357 stamina with a stamina booster here, as well as faster stamina recovery, hopefully, and we will have a 33% damage or stamina reduction in our consumption because of concentration, and we will have another 50 from morale boost, so that's 407 stamina here on Prometheus, which will give us about 21 strikes before we run out of stamina, which is at 7.5% increase per attack. So it's like 150%, 160% increase to our damage from the pipe, because we are recovering damage at a 7.5% per hit because of Blade Dance with a Gifted Chrome. Everything else will be a 5% increase, so about 21%, about 21 hits on a regular weapon, you'll be about 100% increase to your damage. So the pipe will eventually have a very high damage value, whereas the Scathach value got to a high point and then stayed there. The Prometheus build here will start slow, and then it will ramp up towards the end of the fight, which is great because in phase 2, right, that's where all the bad resistances and everything start to change, and so you want to have as much damage as possible in phase 2. So as we get into this build set, which is a lot more fun in my opinion than the Scathach one, this is the one I would prefer to use if I was a choosing person. This is what I would go for. Whoops, sorry, camera jerking around there. Okay, so yeah, same thing, start out the same way. You just have to make sure that Blade Dance is active by the time you go in. Okay, and again, we just keep swinging away. Okay, and let our stamina recover there, which is nice. And we just run towards her when she does the spin, which is no problem. And we want to get as many attacks off as possible. Okay, let's check where we're at right now. So 1832, so we are already higher than what we were previously. So that is pretty hilarious. And oops. Okay, well, I did not dodge that one. Thanks, Mia. Whoops. I was going to say, let's start that one over, but apparently she did not want us to have success here on this endeavor for this build set. But this is the pretty hilarious part, is that you just use the pipe over and over to slap her down, and things go very, very, very easily when you are running this kind of set against Eva here, because there's almost nothing she can do against this, and because all of her attacks are telegraphed, you're able to actually see everything coming. You can know exactly when the attacks are, and when to dodge, and when to conserve stamina and everything. But because we have so much stamina here along the way, we are able to make very, very, very good use of all of our damage attacks and everything here along the way. And you saw that last time we were able to have a crazy amount of damage overall. Okay, let's let our stamina recover here. Let's get these going again. Okay. And let's get her stunned up here. Okay. Let's get her poisoned here too. Whoops. Okay, trying to go for the we're making a lot of rookie mistakes here, getting slammed by these very easy telegraphed attacks. As you see there, she just went to her phase 2 kind of cloud attack. But you can see that we don't have the flat damage, and I'm just making stupid mistakes here. This is not because this is not effective, it's just because I'm making dumb mistakes, so keep that in mind. Come on, Mia. Oh, and okay. Come on, Mia. Okay, she's not gonna do it. Whatever. We'll head back, and then we'll let's just try and get one done. You see the point of the attack, and then we will do a bayonet kill on the black bayonet here for this build, to kind of show that if you use anything else other than the pipe, you are going to win, and because you will just have more damage overall. It's just amazing how in Todd Howard's famous last words, it just works, you know. Okay, so here we'll go for stun. Okay, and let's try and do it correctly this time. Okay, and this and this. good. Stunned before her first initial attack. Okay, let's let our stamina come back here a little bit. Okay. Let's get some stamina and then go for it. So as you can see here, her damage is starting to rack up very, very high. And before any of this happens, oh, we didn't get it. I was going to say, let's get a look there. But you can get up over 2,000, way up over 2,000 damage. You can get to about 2,500 with the pipe here. And so it makes for a very incredible damage value set that you can go for in order to actually take down the successor of the throat here. So now that we saw the pipe versions, let's go for the bayonet version here, and you'll see not really too much difference. And so let's get the run back here as quickly as we can. And this is pretty hilarious how, because the bayonet will be higher in stun and it won't be gifted, it won't matter because we're already at almost a 10 times higher value from the get-go. So those are all attacks that we won't have to be doing here along the way, but we will only gain increase to our damage at a 5% rate instead of a 7.5% rate. So keep that in mind as well. So we gotta go fast because gift extension from Mia is already active, and so we don't want that to run out before we actually engage the successor. So it's important that we get up here as fast as possible to make sure that all of our gifts are up and active and running all at the same time. So that's good that we can use Mia here to not necessarily get us the ability to, you know, have a double gift extension or anything like, or a blood awakening or anything like that, but to actually go for a build set here that is kind of different than what you might normally think. So we're gonna wait on Blade Dance for just a second to get through the... Oh, never mind. We have to go for it because of double gift extension there. So this will take a few seconds getting through the cutscene here, which is really bad for gifts. Okay, this is very bad that we are starting out this way. Okay. But you'll notice there that the bayonet did miss a little bit. Okay, but you can also notice that she is dying way faster than what we were doing previously, and that is just simply because of the bayonet has a much higher base damage value. Okay, and you can see here that we lost Blade Dance kind of towards the end there, and that's just because of the cutscene, not because it is any different than length of time than the depths version or anything. And so you can this ability to use anything other than the pipe just absolutely slaughters her. And we weren't using crush damage this time. We were using slash damage, right? And so this is one of the most super effective ways to take down the successor of the throat, is simply stun, poison, and Blade Dance, and then all of the additives here to make this work very well. So the black bayonet does take a little more stamina. However, you are still getting into the 160% more like 200% damage increase range, because you hit her easily more than 40 times. You can go back and count those. I'm not going to, but it's around the 200% range increase because of Blade Dance, which we are easily into the 3000 range very, very easily. And you can even get this up into the 4500 range for the physical damage attack here. And so it's pretty ridiculous how high you can take this damage set. But you saw we got her down to about 3/4 of her health taken away before she transitioned to phase 2 with a bayonet, and we got her only about halfway with the pipe. So pretty ridiculous here how you can take this much higher with a slashing set here. So anyways, hopefully this gave you guys some insight for the Successor of the Throat and some of the builds you can try. So my recommendation is the Prometheus one because it's just wickedly overpowered, but the Scathach one is pretty good because it starts out at a higher flat damage and it doesn't have to ramp up towards the end. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye.